So, but the reason for the stop was not because you were speeding. Okay, the reason was the officer told you your registration was expired. And then he later told you that it was only expired for a few days. That's what resulted in just a written warning for you. Okay? You didn't get a ticket from that. In fact, the other offenses that arose out of that traffic stop, you didn't receive a citation for any of those. But you could have. But he chose to only give you written warnings.
There were no other offenses.
They're right there.
Well,
right there.
I produced the current insurance statement.
Okay. Your insurance card, I believe you said it was expired.
I produced the one that wasn't expired.
Okay.
I had more than one in my car.
Okay.
I produced that for him.
All right.
And in proper use of 911, I was in fear for my life.
Well, he did have a legal reason to stop you, and you did recognize that that was a police squad behind you before he stopped you. And then when he stopped you, you already knew that that was a police squad.
I knew it was a Charger.
Okay. But you also said in your recording that you knew it was a police squad behind you. And then
Well, after he pulled into my lot and turned his lights on, then I knew for sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, police officers do have the right, based upon probable cause of a traffic infraction, to stop such vehicles. So it was not because your speed at the time was fine. That was not involved in the context of this traffic stop. And I'm sorry that you feel that you're being profiled because of your car, but that was not the case. Officers, all of our officers, while they're on the road, are observing all Wisconsin registration and other states' registration. And if registration's expired a few days like yours, or a few months, even years, we will stop those vehicles and deal with the traffic infraction.
In cases where they did another traffic infraction, but they didn't see my license plate hiding behind the schoolhouse at the night at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
It wasn't until they swooped down behind me to follow me, to profile me, and then ran my plate.
but this is, okay, it's unfortunate that you feel that the officer hid, swooped, and profiled, but that's not the case. What we do is we will be behind vehicles, and we will, as a public record, run the registration to find out if it's valid, if it matches to the vehicle it's on, all these type of things. As I said earlier, your speed was fine. That you brought that up a couple times, but the speed is not part of what was involved in the context of last night's traffic stop. So if you feel that because you're driving a certain car, a certain color, a certain make, model, or age, or what have you, that was not involved in the context of the traffic stop. So you feel you're being profiled because of the type of car you're driving, that's not the case. The reason, may I finish?
Sure.
The reason why you were stopped is simply because your registration was expired. Now, the officer chose not to give you a citation. He could have given you a citation. He chose not to. And so all you need to do to avoid that reason for being stopped is simply renew your registration. And then that problem is solved.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
And it was just simply overlooked by 3 days.
Right.
And my plate says May on it. So unless they specifically ran my number,
Yes, they
they would not have known that it was expired.
No, but they would have done that. We do that with all citizens on the roadway.
Every plate on the road you're going to run?
Well, not everyone, but very many people every registration plate that we see, we will run to see if it's compliant. The fact that yours says May and has only expired a couple days did not preclude a return that shows that it's expired, because it can be expired within the month of May.
It could have been in the mail.
It could have been, but as of the time that he ran your registration last night, it showed to him through public records provided to all law enforcement, not just Grand Chute Police Department, that your license plates were expired. Now, he simply chose to advise you, hey, your registration is only expired by a few days. I'm not going to give you a ticket. Please go ahead and renew this, and then that issue will be solved. And in the future, please don't call 911 unless there's a true emergency.
To me, it's an emergency.
To you, it was. But
When
we have certain
police
standards,
tried to
and we're
kill
trying
me-
to keep that. Okay.
Well,
And I don't know the circumstances to which you're alluding.
just
I'm
go
just
on
talking about
video.
last
I
night.
filed a $10 million lawsuit against the city of Menasha, so
I understand.
just Google my name.
Yeah,
You'll find it.
I understand, and we're not going to do that. I'm just
Okay.
trying to address your concerns of why you're here today. So I'm trying to.
This is the second time in 2 months, in 6 months,
Okay, so if you
with that car.
if you were to renew your license plates, that would eliminate one reason why you may be stopped. Now, I can say during the context of a week, we stopped many vehicles, and many of those traffic stops are because of expired registration, and they're not because of the age of the car. They're not because the color or make or model. They're because the license plates have not been kept current. Can I tell you this? I have to keep my own vehicle current.
Yeah, I understand.
He has to keep his vehicle current.
I've got-
we have to comply with the same
I've
laws
got
that you
many vehicles. I've got a number of collector cars and a motorcycle and a camper and all kinds of stuff that I have insurance on and have
Okay.
license plates on. So I understand that.
Okay, thank you. So really, I think we're at a good understanding. I don't think that, I can tell you this for sure. Is it Daniel?
Yeah.
I can tell you this for sure, Daniel. I know the officer that's involved, and I watched the video during the context of your traffic stop last
Yeah.
night. And I believe he was very professional with you throughout that contact. How he dealt with you, even to the point where I felt like he remained professional at all times. So I would say your claim that you being profiled, I'm trying to understand that, but I don't think that that's valid. So that's why I'm trying to take a few extra minutes here to explain, and maybe now you perhaps kind of know what I'm saying, where we're coming from.
Normally, I like your guys. You know, these.
I'm listening. I'm listening to you.
I mean, these. One, I hopefully I got help bust a drug dealer about a month ago or so. Maybe that was you that I talked to. I don't remember, but I filled out a report.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not a month ago. It was a few months ago. I was plowing snow over at Woodridge Gardens, and a guy come in there, and later I saw that 2 squad cars had him stopped on the private road there and handcuffed and everything else, and I think he was over there buying drugs from them drug dealers over there in the low-income housing over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I try to
try to
work
help the
with you
community.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the
Well, can I also tell
One
you
or the
this?
other.
When
Sure, go
police
ahead.
officers stop vehicles, we typically can't know who's inside immediately.
well, I understand that.
And even if we did, it wouldn't preclude us, even despite, and we appreciate your help in trying to solve drug problems in the community, but it doesn't mean that the reason for unregistered or expired registration would not prohibit an officer from stopping your vehicle without even knowing that it's you inside. Whether it's you or whomever is driving your car. Let's say you had a friend drive your car. They could have also been stopped in your car because the registration was expired. That's what this is all boiling down to.
I understand that on the road.
Yes.
I was already in my parking lot, backing into my stall underneath the carport.
Okay, and
Before
I understand
the red
that.
lights got turned on, I was on private property, my private property.
Right, and I'll just address that real quick, and we've spent a few minutes, I'm trying to address your concerns.
Sure.
He had observed your unregistered vehicle or expired registration on the road prior to you getting into the parking lot. So that's what I'm saying. So I understand you're saying, well, I thought I was on private property, so therefore I'm good. But he had observed you driving on the roadway prior to going into the parking lot.